The guitar heroes everyone worships had heroes of their own. Names that never graced arena marquees or MTV countdowns, yet made legends stop and stare in disbelief. Here are 12 obscure guitarists who outplayed the legends. Number 12, Terry Kath. Jimi Hendrix reportedly told Chicago's bandmates backstage that their guitar player was better than he was. Chicago's original lead guitarist turned the compliment right back. His work on 25 or 6 to 4 from 1970 featured a solo so ferocious it still startles first-time listeners. The distorted wah-drenched attack would later be cited as foreshadowing Eddie Van Halen's two-handed tapping technique. The rest of Chicago moved toward soft ballads, but Kath kept pushing boundaries. His jazz rock fusion experiments predated artists who became famous for the same approach. In January 1978, he died from an accidental gunshot wound at just 31. His bandmates later said the group never truly recovered from losing him. Number 11, Roy Buchanan. The ITA. 1971, PBS documentary called Introducing Roy Buchanan gave him a reputation no marketing team could invent, branding him the best unknown guitarist in the world. The Telecaster virtuoso reportedly turned down an opportunity to join the Rolling Stones, preferring small clubs over stadium tours. His pinch harmonics technique, creating ghostly, squealing tones, directly influenced Jeff Beck, Robbie Robertson, and Gary Moore. Record labels never knew how to market him. He was too bluesy for rock radio, too rocky for blues purists, too restless for easy categorization. Yet musicians understood immediately. Jeff Beck dedicated the track, "'Cause We've Ended as Lovers" to Buchanan on his landmark 1975 album Blow by Blow. Buchanan played clubs until his death in August 1988, never achieving mainstream fame despite decades of worship from fellow guitarists. Number 10, Hubert Sumlin. Over 2 decades of recordings with Howlin' Wolf, countless sessions that defined Chicago electric blues. His jagged, unpredictable riffs on Smokestack Lightning and Killing Floor became blueprints for Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, Keith Richards, and Jimi Hendrix. All 4 publicly credited Sumlin by name as a primary influence on their own playing styles. Yet he spent his final years in near poverty, largely forgotten by mainstream audiences. When he passed in December 2011, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards personally covered his funeral expenses. It was a fitting tribute from students to teacher. Rolling Stone ranked Sumlin at number 43 on their greatest guitarists list, but mainstream fame never matched the respect he earned from his legendary disciples. Number 9, Danny Gatton. Guitar Player magazine gave him the title the world's greatest unknown guitarist. The Washington, D.C. native earned the nickname the Telemaster for his supernatural command of the Fender Telecaster. One solo could shift from rockabilly to bebop jazz to country chicken pickin' to Chicago blues, often within 30 seconds. Vince Gill later recalled being stunned watching him perform at a small club. Albert Lee considered him a peer and praised his extraordinary versatility. Major label deals came and went without commercial breakthrough. Gatton's perfectionism and eclectic style confused radio programmers who couldn't categorize him. In October 1994, he took his own life at 49. The guitar community lost a virtuoso most fans never discovered. Before we continue, which guitarist on this list surprised you most? Had you heard any of these names before today, or are some completely new discoveries? Drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. Number 8, Lenny Breau. Chet Atkins said it plainly. Lenny Breau was the greatest guitarist who ever walked the face of the earth. Coming from the most respected fingerstyle guitarist alive, that endorsement carried serious weight. Breau combined jazz, country, and flamenco techniques simultaneously, creating harmonics and chord voicings that other professional guitarists couldn't decipher. His 1968 album, Guitar Sounds from Lenny Breau, demonstrated technique decades ahead of its time. Personal demons, including addiction struggles, derailed potential commercial success. He recorded sporadically throughout the 1970s with various small labels. In August 1984, Breau was found strangled in the rooftop pool of his Los Angeles apartment building. The case remains officially unsolved. His instructional videos still circulate among guitarists studying his impossible technique. Number 7. Tommy Bolin. Before joining Deep Purple in 1975, he had already replaced Dominic Troiano in the James Gang on Joe Walsh's recommendation. After leaving Deep Purple, he pursued jazz fusion that confused mainstream rock audiences. At just 25 years old, Tommy Bolin had already filled 2 legendary slots most guitarists would consider career peaks. His solo album Teaser showcased fusion chops rivaling John McLaughlin or Alan Holdsworth. Deep, Purple's Come Taste the Band featured his fluid, melodic approach to hard rock soloing. Neither album achieved commercial success, matching his predecessor's work. Bolin died from a heroin overdose in Miami on December 4, 1976. The rock world barely noticed his passing, but the musicians who played alongside him never forgot what he could do. Number 6. Shuggie Otis. At just 11 years old, he played guitar on his father Johnny Otis's albums with professional-level skill that stunned veteran session musicians. By 17, he had recorded 2 solo albums showcasing blues, funk, and psychedelia far beyond his years. After Mick Taylor left in 1974, the Rolling Stones invited him to join as lead guitarist. He declined, preferring creative independence over certain superstardom. His 1974 album, Inspiration Information, flopped commercially upon release, but later became a cult masterpiece. The Brothers Johnson turned his composition Strawberry Letter 23 into a number 5 pop hit and number 1 R&B smash in 1977. Prince cited the album as a major influence on his own music. The album received a prestigious reissue in 2001 on David Byrne's Luwaka Bop label with newfound critical acclaim. Otis occasionally performs today, a quiet legend who chose art over fame. Number 5. Eddie Hazel. George Clinton gave him one instruction before recording: play like your mama just died. The result was Maggot Brain, a 10-minute solo recorded in one take in 1971 that appears on virtually every greatest guitar solos list ever published. Funkadelic's guitarist delivered raw emotion that transcended technical showmanship. Prince studied his work obsessively throughout the 1980s. John Frusciante of the Red Hot Chili Peppers recorded a tribute track called Before the Beginning in his honor. Lenny Kravitz borrowed his psychedelic approach for his own recordings. Yet Hazel spent the 1970s battling drug addiction and legal troubles that severely limited his recording output. He died in 1992 from internal bleeding at 42. That single solo remains his enduring monument. Which guitarist from your own experience deserves more recognition than they received? Sometimes the best players never got their moment. Share your picks in the comments and tell us what year you first picked up a guitar. Number 4. Jimmy Nolen. In 1965, rhythm guitar changed forever. James Brown's new guitarist developed a percussive, scratchy technique, using tight 16th note strumming that became known as chicken scratch. Every funk record since owes something to Jimmy Nolen's invention. Nile Rodgers built Chick's entire sound directly on Nolen's foundation. Prince adopted the technique for his Minneapolis sound. The chicken scratch became so fundamental to popular music that listeners stopped noticing its origin. Nolen recorded with Brown through the late 1960s and 1970s, appearing on Papa's Got a Brand New Bag and dozens of other essential funk recordings. He died in 1983 from a heart attack while on tour with Brown in Atlanta. His innovation lives in every funk and disco groove ever recorded.
All right, come on!
Number 3. Snooks Eaglin.
So
They called him the human jukebox because he could play virtually any song ever written. The blind New Orleans guitarist claimed to have memorized over 2,500 songs spanning rock, blues, jazz, country, and pop standards from every decade. Request anything, and Snooks delivered it note perfect with dazzling personal embellishments.
You don't have to go.
Professor Longhair relied on him for live performances. Alan Toussaint, his childhood bandmate and lifelong musical partner, frequently worked with him in the studio throughout the 1970s. His fingerstyle technique, combined with encyclopedic musical memory, created performances no other guitarist could replicate. National fame never arrived despite decades of local worship. Eaglin remained a beloved New Orleans institution until his death in 2009, known only to serious guitar enthusiasts and Louisiana music devotees. Number 2. Albert Collins. The Iceman played guitar like nobody else on the blues circuit. He tuned to an open F minor chord, used a capo positioned high on the neck, and attacked strings with bare fingers instead of a pick. The result was a stinging cold tone that became his instantly recognizable signature. Robert Cray said that seeing Collins at a 1969 rock festival changed his whole life around. Stevie Ray Vaughan studied his aggressive attack intently. Gary Moore adopted his emotional intensity for his blues recording. A Grammy win for Best Traditional Blues Recording for the album Showdown with Cray and Johnny Copeland brought well-deserved mainstream attention. Collins continued touring until his death from lung cancer in November 1993. His unconventional approach inspired a generation of blues players. Number 1. Mike Bloomfield.
What can I do to keep myself from overload?
Bob Dylan needed an electric guitarist who understood the blues. For Highway 61 Revisited and Like a Rolling Stone in 1965, he personally recruited a 21-year-old from Chicago's blues club scene. Mike Bloomfield delivered performances that helped transform American popular music overnight. Bob Dylan called him the greatest guitar player he had ever known. Rolling Stone ranked him number 22 on their 2003 Greatest Guitarists list. His work with the Paul Butterfield Blues Band brought electric Chicago blues to white rock audiences before Eric Clapton went solo. Yet today, casual music fans rarely recognize his name. Bloomfield died in 1981 at 37. His influence echoes through every blues rock guitarist who followed.